What is the Voynich Manuscript? That is a question that scholars have been asking for centuries, but here's a quick rundown. The Voynich Manuscript is a mysterious book that was first discovered in Italy that dates all the way back to the early 15th century. What makes this book so mysterious is the fact that it's written in an unknown language that to this day has not been deciphered. The book also has various illustrations that look like someone took a shit ton of LSD and wrote a book about what they saw. The book's illustrations seem to depict weird alien plants and roots, groups of women bathing in green fluid, and some sort of astrology guide. The book currently resides at Yale and is rarely ever shown to the public. So here's what we know about it so far. Let's start off with the language. While nobody has been able to decipher the language this book is written in, there have been many theories. One of which is that the book is written in medieval Hebrew. Some have even attempted to decode it this way. Another theory is that the language is actually a cipher, which, if you don't know, is a way of disguising text. Some people believe that the book is written in a language that has since gone extinct, like Rongo Rongo, which died off centuries ago. There's also the theory that this is part of an elaborate troll move. And a final theory is that it was written by aliens cataloging life on Earth.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'm documenting what I've found out about Earth so far. This book contains information about the planet's life forms, culture, and technology. Apparently the dominant species are called humans, and they've invented countless different technologies using their own planet's resources.
Nerd! I'm gonna use your book to roll joints.
But nobody knows for sure, and it doesn't look like we'll ever get a definitive answer. The book also contains illustrations that have been compared to other things found in medieval textbooks, such as plant catalogs, zodiac charts, and bathing guides, meaning people back then were so shitty at bathing they needed manuals. Oh god, can you imagine how these people must have smelled? But I digress. However, some of the illustrations in this book make absolutely zero sense. Like seriously, what the f*** is even going on here? There are also depictions of plants and other objects that don't match up with anything found on Earth. According to Wikipedia, the Voynich Manuscript has at least 240 pages, but there's evidence that suggests that some of the pages are missing. The book apparently had missing pages even when it was first discovered. I wonder what could have happened.
Damn it, Greg! What have I told you about using my research to roll blunts?
You snooze, you lose, hippie.
Hippie! You're the one who brought weed on the ship, you pothead!
Now, the one question I haven't covered yet is this. Where did this book come from? Well, the exact origin of the book is not known, nor why it was written in the first place. The original owner of the book was a 17th century alchemist named George Barish, who heard that the Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher claimed to have deciphered the Egyptian hieroglyphs. Barish, being just as clueless as everyone else, had sent a sample copy to Kircher hoping for clues. Kircher was interested and wanted to acquire the book from Barish, but he wouldn't yield for some reason. After Barish had passed away, the book was passed on to Johannes Marcus Marchi, who finally caved in to Kircher's constant badgering and gave him the book. Along with the book was a letter that was still attached, mind you, when it was discovered by Wilfrid Voynich, whom the book was later named after. The book would later be passed down to many different owners until finally ending up at Yale University, where it remains to this day. But that begs the question, how did George Barish come into possession of the book?
Alright, I'm almost done documenting Earth.
Hey, what's that?
Damn it, Greg! That's it! I want you off my ship!
Ah! Curva mi valelo!
Some people believe that the Voynich Manuscript, as stated earlier, is just one big hoax, believing that the text is nothing more than gibberish. However, I personally don't believe that, since the text of the manuscript has been confirmed to be a real functioning language. Plus, you have to consider all the effort the author would have to go through to get the book published. If the author of this book was a prankster, he was a very dedicated one. Honestly, I've barely even scratched the surface. There's so much more to talk about, but I'm just gonna leave it right here. But what do you think? I highly recommend you do your own research on this topic, and then come to your own conclusion. But for now, my name is PJ, and I am gonna go get ice cream.